Hi, today I'm going to show you how to create a customer record. Now you can do this either from the Getting Started page. If I was to click on Create Customer Contact, that would take me straight to a new customer contact screen, or alternatively you can click on Accounting, then Customers, and then from the Customer submenu Create New Customer. And this will bring the customer contact screen into focus. Now, the interesting thing with the contact screen is it's pretty much the same type of screen, no matter whether you're adding customers, suppliers, or indeed employees. So once you learn how to use one screen, it's going to be pretty straightforward to learn how to use another one. The first thing you need to do is you need to say whether the company is an individual or it's actually a business. And the reason this makes a difference is how the invoice will actually be addressed to the customer. So for this one, I'm going to say company, and the company I'm going to put in here is going to be called VTech. Oh, let's put it in capitals. V Limited. Okay, so we can also put the name of a contact person in there and get the typo correct. That's better. And then move on to the, so this is kind of the very basic information. And what we need to do now is put a little bit more information. Now you can see we've got over on this side in the General tab, we've got an option here to put in phone numbers, and you can actually have more than one phone number. So if you click on the drop down, you can see you can enter work, home, mobile, or whatever. And to create another record, you can press on this plus sign, and if for some reason you want to delete a record, you get rid of it by clicking on the delete sign. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put in some basic information. Okay, so that is enough information now for an address of this customer, or the customer's address, to appear on all the documents you sent. Now you'll notice here there's a little tick, main, invoicing, delivery and correspondence. If you just have one, it will use the same address for everything, so there's no need to enter any more addresses unless, for example, if your delivery notes are actually being delivered to a different address, you might want to put that in. Okay, I like to save as I go along, so I'm going to press save here, and I'll show you some more features on the contact screen which are quite fun. Now the map, this map will show you exactly where that postcode relates to. So in this case, West Clarendon, and there's our postcode indicator there. The third-party tabs, now these are really useful because what you can do is you can set up some default subjects and texts which will appear on any documents you create for that customer. It's customer specific, so you can have a different set of defaults for each one of your customers. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create some defaults for the invoice. So enclose invoice. And let's say you tend to sell the same thing to this customer all the time, and let's pretend this is for IT hosting. And let's say that is going to always come out of sales services, and the VAT code for that is standard 20%. And we're not going to put a quantity in there. You can only have either a quantity or a unit price as a default. You can't have both because it gets a bit too confusing. So let's say the monthly charge is $10.99. Okay, so I'm going to save that. And as I said, what that means now is when you create an invoice for this customer, these defaults will automatically be placed on the invoice, and you can of course overwrite them or add to them or whatever you like. Now, the banking area. This again is if you want to store details of the customer's bank. So remember, that's your bank, not that's the customer's bank, not your bank. But there's no need to do anything with that if you don't want to. Quote. This is the place where you can see any quotes that have been raised for this particular customer. And so, unsurprisingly, there's nothing there at the moment, and the same as orders and invoices and statements, because we haven't raised any. There is nothing to show. And basically, that is it. You have now created a customer. Now, if you want to see a list of your customers, I'll show you this at the same time. So if we go to customers and then customer list, you can see these are the 3 customers that I've got in my company at the moment. It's possible to drill down into the customer. So if I just double click on there, we've drilled down now and we're into a different customer from the one we just set up, which was VTech. If I go back to the customer list, you can see that there is a last name and a first name box here. And where you see these little chevrons, that means that you can change the sort order. So by default, this list will always appear in customer code reference, and the code is a code that Amanda generates from what you put in for the customer's name. But if you want to click on here, you can change the sort order. So can you see things are moving around, and also the first name as well. So that's pretty much it. That's how you create a customer, and that's the customer list. And I hope you found that useful. Thank you for watching.